on, I sounded kind of weird when I watched it back because I didn't have on headphones, so I figured I'd just go this way.
Oh, I appreciate you going for quality control.
Yes, yes, yes. 7 days.
What's going on, man?
All right. You good, Dave?
Good as I'll be.
What you got? Some In and Out. What's it? In and Out. What is that?
Nah,
What's
That's
Mexican?
the Pollo Loco?
no, it's a place called Alberto's.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I was gonna guess the spot from Breaking Bad after that.
No. Yeah, nope.
Gotta support those drug fronts.
Right.
It may be a drug front for all I know, but
I think I live by one. So yeah.
You
what the hot
you
dog?
probably
What the
live by
hot
a
dog?
couple of
What the hot dog place?
Yeah. Only reason why you say that because Ken actually want to put it in my head. He's like, man, that place been open. I don't know how long. I never see no cars in there. But what was
That's
crazy?
true. That's true.
But you know what? But you know what's interesting? When the pandemic hit, it was cars lined up around that joint because it actually has a drive-through too.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know if they driving through to get to work because they can't go inside or what. I have no idea. But it was a little, it was popping a little bit more once the Rona hit the streets. So I don't know.
Um,
Most fast food restaurants, that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely. We're back on the scene here, running in the building, mixing up my clothes. But
You got so many, cuzzo.
yeah, I do. I'm at the cutback. I don't know. I set up the running with war tonight too. So
Mm-hmm.
that's gonna be tomorrow night though. But
Okay.
this is in the building, and glad to have the one and only Demond Spruill back, Big Cuzzo.
Yo, yo.
I said before, we always gonna have him check in
Mm-hmm.
every few months or so. So,
Mm-hmm.
and he popped his head up quite a bit in that Heather D episode. So that made me think of him. But he also provided a subject that we're gonna talk about a little later. But
Mm.
yeah, the back to Africa thing. I want to get into that.
Take your black ass back to Africa.
Yeah, right. We might do that too.
Hey.
But yeah, that just kind of hopscotching along quite a few things today. I would suspect, not a real big thematic episode, but of course though, I'm looking at my email and I get I'm gonna give us something to be scared about for some of you may be more scared than others, but I just saw a New York Times update that North couple of ballistic missiles in its first major provocation of the U.S. under President Biden. I think old Un was just sending a message to his playmates, Trump
Mm.
and Rodman. He just, I think he misses his homeboys.
He
But
like he like instead of pulling out a 40, he set up a missile.
right, yeah, that's his love language, sending out a
Yeah,
ballistic missile.
sending a missile.
Yeah, so we'll see what that's about. But I don't know. Like Buster said, if it's only 5 years left, but or what, but it'll be
I mean,
that'll
but
be
I
just
think
it'll be just peachy if we got through this whole Corona shit and end up in a nuclear war.
Got
I,
nuclear war in Chicago already. I looked on Facebook and somebody I know that somebody I know got shot. You may know him too, Kellen McFarland. You may not, you don't know him, but he is at
Over
Chicago.
there, over there by the old neighborhood.
I don't know where he got shot at.
Oh, you didn't
But he
see
had
him.
posted, yeah, but he had posted that he had got shot, and I was like, oh.
damn.
So he was like, yeah, it wasn't a big deal. I just got shot in the arm. It's a little sore. He made it like it was getting a Moderna shot or some shit. I
Yeah,
was like,
It was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. It was a Tuesday. I just got shot.
That's how people think Chicagoans are. Like, yeah, we
It's
got
very
shot in
true.
the head the other day. I'm straight, you know.
I'm cool, Joe. No,
I just took some Robitussin, Joe.
put some of that tussin on there.
Yeah.
This didn't get a lot of pub, I would say, nationally, probably because where it's at, and it's in Chicago on the South Side. I live right off of South Chicago. There was technically a mass shooting down the street from me.
Yeah.
Now, what's interesting about, well, we all know about it, but what's crazy, I drive past that place all the time, coming from my mama's house. It's a tow truck spot, though, in the front. And I have driven past it at nighttime, and it's people out there. Nothing crazy, though. We figure like these are just cats maybe finishing up the day or actually probably starting the day because a lot of people get towed at night, right? Little knows to me, till the old lady break it down to me, it's a bar in the back. It's one of them spots.
Mm.
It's like a legal bar, liquor license and everything. And I think somebody got married.
Chicago?
South Chicago. Yeah.
It's like close to 67th and King.
You've been that corner and you start going on South Chicago, and it's like right at the first. I think it might be right at the first stoplight, so that might be like 69th in South Chicago.
I've been to the tow spot before, not the bar in the back, but I've been to the tow shop.
I didn't even know it was. I didn't know it was a bar in the back until I found out about this. Somebody got pissed, came back. Unfortunately, you had what happened, and I think about 8 or 9 people got shot. And I think a few people died from that thing, but that was a mass shooting.
Yeah, it was a rough thing.
Yeah.
And we get one of those like a couple times a year here, and but see, people don't care about mass shootings though. The boy shot up these people in Colorado, and we still got the Republicans talking about we can't talk about gun control.
Right.
Like, what do you have to see to want to, enact any sort of regulation to these ends, man? I saw something that said that Boulder itself is going to try to look into, doing something, but nationally we can't even get the conversation going because of these weird peckerheads, man, who think that freedom is at the barrel of an AR-15. Exists in the barrel.
I think also too we have to, and I think the three of us will. I think you two will agree with me when I say this. I think people just have to understand this is who we are as well. On the one side of the coin, you have a lot of good things that Americans do for each other within the communities for intra-community help or, whatever the case may be, from the arts, entertainment, whatever the case may be. A lot of great things have come from America, right? But the other side of it, hey, man, there's people that just don't give a shit and straight kill you. Or, you look at it, it's like, oh, man, yeah, it's sad what happened. But them gun sales, whoo, they go through the roof. Straight getting that money. You know what I'm saying? Now you have what's going on with our Asian brothers and sisters. They starting to buy ammo like everybody, not everybody, I'm saying everybody else, but they're starting to buy guns and ammo at a crazy rate. So I think people gotta just kind of come to the realization like, hey man, this is who we are. As sad as it may be, and I'm not saying to try to push laws or vote for representatives who will change it, but it's just some people that just don't care, whatever reason it may be. So I think once enough people kind of understand that too, maybe they have a different outlook, but I don't know. That's where I'm at. That's just where I'm at.
I'll let you go, Dave. Right, but I think I don't know if people reconcile with it in that exact words, but I think a lot of people do realize that type of thing, and they think that those things can be cured by by harsher sentencings and harsher prison sentencings or the death penalty and stuff. And
but it's not for the people that actually.
We talked about this a little bit last week. Like, I don't think as a nation, as a society, we realize how sick we are. We're sick.
Mhm.
and it is more than
Are we
just
sick? Are we sick, or
actual.
this is who we are? Are we sick, or this is just who we are? I mean,
It,
my man,
it,
we
it,
started this country off of genocide, right?
well,
And it has
so
and it has rolled down that turd of hate and violence has rolled down that hill for 400
that's
some plus years.
Well,
Demond. I
the
think,
sickness may come from it being inherent in some way, but it's still a sickness.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
go ahead, Dave.
Okay,
No,
go ahead.
I was gonna agree. No, that's the sentiment. Yeah, I share that same sentiment Kyle has. The point
Mhm.
is, it's still a sickness. I
Yeah.
mean, the reality of it is that a lot of these shootings are coming from people who are broken, who have issues. It's not road rage. It's not like what is it called, a lapse of judgment, or
Mhm.
it's coming from issues that they're not balanced in the first place, and they have easy access to guns. I mean, that's
Mhm.
really, that's really what it comes down to. And I think that's, fortunate that people are not seeing that the solution is not buy more guns. The solution is figure out a way to get these people help that are doing the problems, and also position our society where we don't value solving our problems with violence, or or uphold toxic masculinity, for lack of a better term.
Mhm.
And we show people how to deal with our anger better ways, or our our feelings of inadequacy with different ways than taking out on somebody else.
Well, I'll push back a little bit, and I'll say this way. I think you're right on that point, but isn't that though the people that have the mental struggles or whatever the case may be within their life, that's a smaller percentage of the people that's out there doing it. It's cats that just don't give a shit too. I mean, everybody up there that stormed the Capitol in June on January 6th, they now you might say they kind of crazy, but they're not. I don't want to use the word crazy either, but they're not dealing with any kind of sickness, if you want to call racism. Saying that's a sickness. But them folks was A-OK. And if they had their guns and the AR-15s, best believe they would go up in there shooting too. So all I'm trying to say
Yeah.
is, I think it's just this is a part of the DNA within this country, and you have two sides that are literally trying to, well, A, we're trying to coexist with each other, and B, we're trying to figure some kind of way to minimize this. One side is. The other side, like I said before, eh, I'm getting,
Yeah.
eh. I mean, how can you? I mean, we've been seeing this, and just think about Colorado. This is a third mass shooting that on a national scale that we know, saying out of Colorado we know about, but three on a national scale in what, the past 20 years, 15, 20 years?
You talking about in
Uh,
that particular area?
yeah, well, it might be 30
Yeah.
years. No, no, about 20 years. When did Columbine happen? 90
No,
what?
yeah,
Eight?
about 20. Yeah, 20 plus. Yeah,
Okay, about 20
it's
plus
like
years then.
98. Yeah.
98. So you got Boulder, Colorado just happened. You got Columbine, and you got Aurora. And because of what you was talking about, they was trying to do something specifically in the Denver Boulder area, but a judge knocked that down a few weeks ago, and this cat bought this gun 6 days ago.
Mm.
So to your point, it's kind of like
Well,
we
and
need.
what I was referencing is the renewed effort with
Okay,
that in the wake of this
okay,
shooting.
well, we can pass it. Right, okay, okay,
Yeah.
I got you. I mean, listen, I'm sure we could talk about it all night. I mean, it's a lot of things that should happen, but I just think that, as you all said, it is a sickness. You're 100% right about y'all right about that. I'm not going to fight you on that. But I also think that people got to understand that it's an alternative motive to a lot of this stuff too, from politics to money to people just don't give it. Next is not
Oh,
giving a
sure,
shit.
sure. It's a lack of
So
leadership.
yeah.
Is the demented, people not having the right priorities in life. People prioritizing,
There you go.
not prioritizing human life is,
Yeah.
an individualistic ideal that I think a lot of
Hmm.
America has that is rooted in America, from its early days, where it's pretty
Hmm.
much survival of the fittest, and that's why I think so many people, and again I go back to white supremacy, man. I think the people we
It
for
all starts
whatever
there.
reason, it starts there, and the same people who argue these same positions all the time seem to come from a similar place. and they act like they don't care about the rest of our communities and the rest of our society. They just want to uphold the rights that they feel that they want to have upheld to maintain this nation that they feel was built just for them.
Can I also add in the level of fear that everyone is the level of fear that everyone is basically speaking from different angles. You have a level of fear of people who grew up in bigger metropolitan cities or who surround big cities, and gun violence since cities kind of happened. It's always
Yeah.
been kind of a thing. You know what I'm saying, right? So it's kind of like, okay, I don't want those guns by me. Kind of like, you know what I'm saying, we got to do some type of gun control. And then you have people who, okay, yeah, grew up in areas where guns were just fine. You have some people live in rural areas where you might need a gun. I don't know why you want to stay so far where you need a gun and police can't get you in 45 minutes, but that's a whole other story. But you have people that might live like that, right? But their fear is, oh man, if I don't have this, you know, what's going to happen to me? So everybody is expressing this fear, and go back to my point. People are manipulating on it. So what's going to happen up in Colorado? Gun sales gonna go through the roof. Not even Colorado, across the country. Another mass shooting. What happens? Gun sales go through the roof.
Yeah.
Because people are playing off everybody's fears. So like we're in this perpetual state of fear, and somebody's taking advantage of that fear for money. And I think you got to look at it like that with that aspect too.
Go ahead.
So Kyle and I talked about this the last show, and it's a lot of people who need to have fucking guns. A lot of people that can't shoot worth a damn.
Exactly. Thank you, Dave.
I think that in addition, the gun checks in this country are a bit of a joke. And I think there are a lot of people that probably need psych evals, not just, background checks to see if they even need business with a damn gun. I think it needs to go deeper than just a damn background check, because you could have just got lucky. If you've been living in a damn bubble, in the middle of suburbia most of your life. Yeah, no shit, you haven't had an opportunity to get, to do some dirt, or you may have never, But if you end up in a situation where you haven't had, been in an instance where you feel your life's in danger and haven't been able to handle it without a gun, and now you have a gun and you handle the shit wrong, then it creates a whole nother, bag of worms.
Yeah, you're 100% right.
Yeah. You talk about psych evals, like I mentioned it last week too. I think we need to prioritize providing psychiatric help to those who need it again. We've sort of stripped that down as a nation, and definitely individual areas. Like we've seen it here in Chicago, like just the less and less money being put towards helping out the weakest of us, be it mentally, physically, whatever. Like we just don't seem to care about those who are on the fringes, of society anymore. We let less and less give less and less to those people.
Yeah. 100%. If you need a driving test to drive a car, you should have a gun test to own a test. To own a gun. And to your point, Dave, hey man, run some psych evaluations. I ain't even gonna say just people we might think we need them. Damn near everybody, if not everybody.
Right.
You want to have this gun? Okay, you got to pass this test. 2 tests.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that you're mentally there and you can actually use it.
Yeah.
We'll give it to you. But it's gonna be some people like, I don't want to do that. I just want to have my gun. It's my freedom. Right. It's like, come on, bro. But
yeah, it may also be representative of something else that they don't have that they try and. Let me stop. I'm getting into the Jameson here.
Nothing wrong with that. I should break out. I got some.
I was going to ask you, what was that tequila that you showed?
Oh man, here, let me show y'all. Very good too, man.
I saw that today. I saw that today at Target.
Yeah, and I think it's where the missus picked it up from. Espalon. I can't even say the shit, but it's good. How about that?
Yeah.
It was smooth, man. Yeah. I didn't. You know what? Didn't have a bad. Didn't have a bad. Not a hangover, but sometimes you wake up in the morning, feel like, you know, what I'm saying, I had a little fun, whatever, like that. Didn't
How
have
much
that
did you
feeling
drink?
really at all. Well, me and the missus both had a little bit something, so it wasn't just me. I
Yeah.
mean, I can't do this. I can do damage like this, but and I just sip on it. Dave, I'm just sipping now, man. You be proud of me. I'm not drinking beer like that no more, Dave. I haven't had a beer since like
They was
January.
just completely
Dave,
zoned
Dave,
out.
Dave wish he could have one.
A beer? Oh, what's
Nah,
wrong,
Hey,
no,
Dave?
but,
just
You all right,
yeah,
but
man?
that, I
what's it called?
mean,
First,
I
it's
know
called.
you can't.
This is not. This is no. Well, one. This is not the platform for it. And two, I was just second of all was I can talk talk that shit all day. I'm not
I
gonna
know.
have one. So
Yeah, of course.
um
That's why I'm like, I feel for you, Dick. I know you're not going to drink, but I know you have other outlets or activities that you try
Hmm.
to.
Alberto's.
Alberto's.
There
Okay.
you go.
All right. Well, hey, hopefully the
Yeah.
Alberto's help, man. I
Yeah, if I
just
knew you was
opened
drinking, cuzzo. If I knew you was
huh?
drinking, cuzzo, I would have brought. I said, if I knew you was drinking, I would have brought me a glass. Maybe I had to run away for a minute for a minute and give
Yeah,
me a little something.
typically I try to have something during this show, man, and I'm glad. That's why I'm glad to have someone like you on, so I could have a little detour and talk about something like that because I can't really engage with Dave like that. But
No, yeah, I don't need it. It probably would make me a better person. It probably would make me less of a tolerant person.
I don't
So
know, Dave.
I don't need
What
it.
if it just like mellowed you out and just be like, Dave is just on a wave right now. Look at Dave.
I doubt alcohol would make me do that. And you know,
but Dave would know
Yeah,
better than us, so I don't.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Like I said, I've told Dave I appreciate having someone in my life who doesn't drink and
That's true. That
engage
is true.
like that. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
because everybody else does.
the rest of us bastards all be.
Right.
You need
Ain't
somebody.
right. Ain't nobody in my family don't drink, and everybody just
Yeah.
Yeah,
drink and do all type of shit. So I gotta have somebody who I can just be straight with.
that's true. That's true.
But anyway, I want to go into something right quick. Trying to transition out of the depressing stuff, but this is a little bit
Exactly.
yeah. This is sort of half and half because it goes into TV, which I want to go into quite a bit.
Hmm.
But it also talks about how I think I sent y'all this link, but the post that I'm going reading from is from the AV Club, and it says the Simpsons lifestyle is unattainable, confirming the American dream is dead.
Oh, you
And
ain't sent
this
us
is
that
something I
one.
wanted to talk about last week, actually. But yeah, it's an interesting post, and it's interesting. The Simpsons been on my head quite a bit recently because they actually just aired their 700th episode, which is amazing.
Wow.
Wow.
And yeah, I was gonna ask y'all right quick. When was the last time y'all actively sat down and watched a new Simpsons episode?
I can't even
Oh,
remember.
not a new
I
one.
think
I did the old ones. I did the old ones when we first got Disney Plus, and I was watching them with Grace.
yeah,
And I forgot how off chain they were back in the '90s. It was an
right.
episode It was an episode when Krusty was trying to kill Bart, and we were
But that
sitting
was
next to each other.
Sideshow Bob, wasn't it?
It was Sideshow
Oh, I'm
Bob.
saying Sideshow Bob. Yeah, Sideshow Bob. What
Yeah,
did I
but
say?
he was
Krusty.
dressed as Krusty. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Sideshow Bob was trying to kill. I'm sorry. Sideshow Bob was trying to kill Bart, and I'm sitting there watching it with her, and I'm like, damn, I don't think she should be watching this, but she's having a good time. Let's keep going. and Chanel was like, "Are you letting her watch that?" I'm like, "Ah, it's all right."
that's
Like,
pretty much
I'm
my
so
whole
late.
media experience in the early '90s. I
It
don't think
was.
you should be watching that. Yeah,
Yeah, it was
yeah, right. You probably was the same way, right? It's like
same
I don't
way,
think you
exact
should be
same way.
watching this, but we watch it anyway.
Yeah, cover your
Yeah,
eyes. Okay, you're fine.
yeah.
It's kind of like damn. But I haven't watched the new one though, and I need to. Man, I was a huge Simpsons fan. I need to watch the new one.
Well, I am too. Like it's one of the most important show. I don't think I've watched anything outside any one show. I don't think I've watched more in my life outside of The Simpsons except maybe Sports Center. That's probably the only show that I've
That's a good
watched.
call, Cuzzo. That's
Yeah,
a good call.
and I love The Simpsons. Like the first 13 or so seasons are probably the best run of any show ever. Now they unfortunately they've gotten up to 32 now.
I was about to say it's like 30 seasons.
Yes, like I think it's like I think it's 32 now, which is like amazing.
That's
again.
amazing.
But it's like it's like I'm with you guys. I don't sit down and watch the show anymore. But I actually did a couple weeks ago. I didn't sit and watch it at the regular time. I watched it on like the Fox app.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched it because it was an episode that featured that Cletus character, that hillbilly, and I just love that character. So I was like, and they basically, and this is something that they do on that show so often now is they redo storylines, and Cletus became like a country singer. He got in lockup with Homer in the jail because Homer got drunk and wild out, and he got a night in jail, and Cletus was in there with him, and he found out that Cletus could sing, so he managed Cletus as a country singer, and that's actually, and they actually did that years ago, and they referenced it in the show too, where he managed a woman country singer, and Marge was worried about him cheating and stuff. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I remember that one now. Yeah.
Right, that's right. That's a classic episode. So this is basically what they do now. They redo the stuff that they did 20, 30 years ago.
Oh.
So, but like I said, I watched that two weeks ago, and I was gonna watch this 700 episode just because. But then they had at 7:00, they had one of their other whack cartoon shows that I don't care about. The only outside of Family Guy, Bob's Burgers I could watch, Simpsons of course, but they got these two other shows that I could care about, and one of those was on at 7:00. It was a runover thing, and I was like, "Why is this on? The Simpsons supposed to be on?" So I just turned the channel. But anyway, like the relationship between the Simpsons and society is kind of interesting to me because it's been on so long.
Yeah,
and there's the whole thing about the Simpsons predicting the future and stuff. Like so many of these coincidental things that they've had stories or plot points on their shows that wound up being happening in real life and stuff. But this is something that I saw here that actually it kind of hits you different because it's like just reading from this post. It says, although the show's cartoon characters are subject to aging, the world around the Simpsons clan has kept up its societal reference points, leading some to ponder the question, can a prototypical nuclear family a la Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie survive America's modern economic horrors? And they said, of course, we all know the answer to that. And they cite an article from NPR, an article piece from NPR, which examined whether or not we could consider the Simpsons a middle-class family by 2021 standards. And it pinpointed a shot of Homer's paycheck in a 1996 episode and extrapolated that he would have made about $25,000 that year in 1996.
Wow.
It goes on to say the median household income in 96 was about $35,000. So if Homer's salary stayed in the same place relative to the median household income, Homer would be earning around $50,000 today, which is a solid salary. But tuition has more than doubled, healthcare costs have more than doubled, and housing costs have more than doubled.
50,000 ain't no goddamn money to raise a family. And I don't care if you live in
bumfuck America. 5,
bumfuck America. I don't care if you live in bumfuck America. What the hell you gonna do with $50,000?
Yeah.
$50,000 comes out to $4,100 a month. Fuck you gonna do with that?
That's what the post is about. It's like when the show started. Okay, yeah, but when the show started, they were kind of a decent family. Like Marge never had to work. Homer was handling stuff.
Hey, that was bullshit. My old man was getting shot at 86 or $12 an hour. That's $25,000 a year. and shit. We live in and we live in a 2-flat and had to rent out the bottom. So that ain't
Mm.
shit.
No,
And
hell no, that shit.
it
But
was
you
shit.
could at least and the Simpsons series came in like 89. You could at least give
89.
off
Yeah.
that. You could at least give off that they were a solid middle class family at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Funny.
But like the post says today, yeah, it's nothing.
Well, I don't know.
Especially with Marge not working.
Yeah,
Because
Marge
what
would
back
have to work
Nigga,
today.
she would have
I
to
don't know.
work. Yeah.
Listen. I don't know. $25,000 a year back then, $50,000 a year. It's like you wouldn't go tell somebody you were, in a damn, I don't know, Tinder profile that you were as a man. You were, I don't know, 4'11" or something. I don't know. I'm trying to keep it clean. I'm
Mhm.
just like, but that's like the equivalent of saying like I'm 4'11" or some shit like that. You wouldn't put that in your Tinder profile or
There's
whatever it
nothing
is.
you would lead with.
There's nothing you
Right.
would motherfucking lead with.
Not now. Absolutely not.
Well, any motherfucking time any time in the 20th century would you have led
Uh-huh.
with, or the fucking 19th century, tell us, or whatever, you would have told somebody that I'm 4'11" in my dating profile. That's the equivalent. So I don't even know what Mike Graham was thinking back then, but if you were single and you make 25 grand back then, maybe, but not on no goddamn family of
Well,
5.
I guess he and the writers at the show at the beginning were sort of thinking of maybe really a family from their childhood. And this is
Yeah.
the second thing that I'm gonna get into before we move on with this. But like there was an episode recently where Homer, and this is something that they've had to do with the show because it's been on so long, they had to project. They had to portray Homer as a teenager in the 90s because of how long the show has been on. They did a flashback episode.
Wow.
And they
Really?
they had to portray him as a teenager in the 90s because when the show started, Homer was like apparently he was in his late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
And
His ass
so he
70
was
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his ass 70 now, yeah.
Yeah. His father fought in World War II.
Yep.
So like now I was another article that I said that I looked at talking about that. So they said today, like he would have to at least have fought in Grandpa Simpson would have had to fought in Vietnam.
Right.
Couldn't be a World War II veteran, and Homer would have had to be at least born in the 1980s. Because if I'm 37 and Homer's 38 when the show started. So, I was born in 84. So it's like,
wow.
That's the type of thing. But they've done this several times throughout the history of the show where
I just love they just keep how they able to what's that called? Willful belief, the suspension of willful disbelief. That how they able to pull that shit and people just go with it.
Well, it's really no choice because a producer of the show came on and was like, look, it's a fictional show. We have to do this. Otherwise, it would be interesting if they did age everybody up to what they should be. I mean, it'd be a whole different show, but
because Bart would be our age, right?
Yeah, I mean,
they had that show when he was like older, like grown or something like that.
Right, they do flash forward.
They do flash forward sometimes, yeah,
but not like the show itself just being set, as they've been as they're at their appropriate ages or whatever, for lack of better.
It's just amazing that the show's been on for 32 years.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And it's not nearly the cash cow that it was.
No, it's not. But that's what's amazing too. It's like people aren't really look when Family Guy, American Dad, which I never really got into, but especially probably Family Guy came into the scene. That was probably the next biggest cartoon show that Fox ever had besides The Simpsons. And I put my
they canceled that.
They canceled it and brought it back.
They had to bring it back. Yeah,
they had to bring it back. You know what I'm saying? So I love Family Guy. I think that probably took over my viewership. That and the Cleveland Show took over my viewership from The Simpsons. And even they did a cross show with each other. I believe.
Yeah, they did.
So
yeah, they did. That was pretty good, actually.
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
It just shows a testament.
Dad.
I never got to American Dad, and I didn't get into Bob's Burgers either.
American Dad, I think, is a little bit funnier than Family Guy, episode for episode.
Really?
it's a really funny show. Yeah.
Okay. No, I never got into it.
I feel like Family Guy try too hard sometimes.
That's the
I love
thing.
Family Guy.
That's the
I
thing. Like
love
Family
Family
Guy
Guy.
tries, and when it hits, it hits. But when it doesn't, it's
It
like
does. Yeah.
you
When
know.
it hits, it hits. Where's my money at, man? Where's my money? Where's my money at, man?
But American Dad is much more subversive in a way that is just like I would say try it out. Like I don't know.
Okay.
I don't even know
Are they
if I
still
would
making
say
new
try to
episodes of each one of the seasons? Are they still making new
Yeah, on
episodes of both of
TBS.
those?
They actually air new episodes on TBS now.
Really? Of American Dad?
Yeah, for like several years they have been actually, but
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
I would say I'd say the sweet spot with that show is like seasons 4 through 9.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's like they got some great episodes. Like there's this episode. I think what episode I'll highlight to you before we move on. They had an episode where Stan, the father, he gets a hot tub that he finds out is possessed by an evil spirit, and the hot tub used to be owned by the guy who created the what's that car? The car that's in Back to the
DeLorean.
DeLorean. Yeah.
And the whole episode is narrated by CeeLo. And it's a musical episode too. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. Like that show has done some insane things. Like
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never got to. You know what? Before I know you about to transition. Let me go get me some ice so I can partake with
Go
you.
ahead.
I can still hear y'all too.
Yeah. But Dave, because essentially, before we go into the Africa stuff,
too bad we don't have any music. Can't play any Toto.
All right. That's a dope song, though. I don't know if it's considered a cultural.
No, it's not. That's the whole. That's the whole point.
Yeah, but it's a dope song. But what's your favorite adult cartoon?
My favorite adult cartoon. What was that show? I haven't watched it in a long time. I was watching that show Big Mouth on Netflix.
Oh, that's a wild show. Yeah, I've watched the first couple seasons of that. Yeah.
Yeah, like the first season of that show was wow. Shit. What else is?
Joe, I love Big Mouth. Loved it. I came to it late, but me and the missus was watching it one night, and I'm like, man, what is this? I keep hearing people talk about this. Yeah, I think my guy Stokes was talking about it. Like, man, watch Big Mouth. You gonna like it, Pete. And I watched it. I'm like, oh my God, why wasn't I watching this? Love that show.
The hormone monsters. And,
great. Loved it. Loved it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna get back into some TV stuff in a little bit, but I guess I guess you could bring this in, D, because you first put me onto it through our text chain earlier. This go back to Africa thing, and there's some points I wanted to expound on it, but this seems to be like you saw this on Twitter, right? And there's this whole campaign to show Black Americans traveling in Africa and stuff, and what is way? Yeah, you can go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, no, I saw the tweet, and somebody just put like it spelled out fuck, but it was like 20 U's, and I'm like, okay, what the hell is this? What's going on with this? So I watched the video, and it was somebody narrating it, and you had white people telling Black people to go back to Africa in a very mean way, not a very welcoming way. Like, maybe you should. Yeah, maybe you should. It was nice, but like, maybe you should go back to Africa. It was like, go back to Africa, motherfucker.
I didn't know it was a nice way for white people to tell you to go back to Africa. I'm like,
it was.
That shit would hit right if you said maybe you should. Like,
that was the
I've been in Nigeria. Why
Remember
don't you
the
go visit
Chappelle
Nigeria?
episode? The skits that, yeah. But they had the skits that they couldn't use or they didn't want to use, and they had the gay Ku Klux Klan member, and he went to that. There was an episode. There was an episode of Chappelle's show where they had skits that fell on the cutting room floor. You remember the
I remember. Yeah.
They had a whole concept about a gay world, like a gay version of everything. And they had a gay version of the Ku Klux Klan, and they had a gay Klan member would go around he went up to a neighboring black household, and he said, "Did you ever think about going back to Africa?"
I remember what. Now that you said, I remember watching that shit once.
Did they drop that on season 3 when he had?
No, that was on season 2. That was late in season 2.
Okay, yeah. Okay. But anyway, so no, these people, these white Americans were not telling these black Americans in a very nice way to go back to Africa. It was very mean. But anyway,
it wasn't
the polite ways. Maybe D at work, you can do like a polite way to show how to tell people to go back to Africa.
Yeah,
culturally appropriate.
the racially sensitive way of going back to Africa.
They didn't sing like Toto.
They did not do that. So, but no, in the video, and it's a really cool project. In the video, they were saying like one of the biggest things is when a lot of Americans see photos of people that have gone back to Africa and these very nice, saying great IG post type videos with elephants and all kind of stuff. It's white people. It's never really black people. Doing all that kind of stuff. So the project is basically trying to do kind of like grabbing pictures of African Americans or just black people in general, going to Africa, visiting Africa, taking those social media posts and kind of blacking out everything else and just say, hey, go back to Africa, go to Africa. So basically, it's just trying to basically get more African Americans or people with African descent to go back to the motherland and to visit the motherland, you know what I'm saying, and just try to like, become one with it. I know I'm trying to do with it. I'm trying to do it.
It seemed like, I guess it does in a way promote that, but that's what I sort of, for me, that's what sort of like, if there was any negative edge to it, because I'm definitely was about it, but it didn't really promote the actual going. It just sort of promoted the normalization of it, like by depicting it online. The depiction of it.
I think that's a good. Go ahead, Dave.
No, I was just saying. It seemed like it seemed like it was just over marketed. It seemed like I could see in the background, like the dude did the fire festival, like pulling the strings. Like if he was asked to went out of jail, like it's him and Ja. Like I can see Ja Rule behind that fucking project. This is his because Billy
Ja Rule and Akon.
Yeah, because Billy's in jail, so maybe it's Ja Rule, like I said, Akon doing it. I don't feel like it's what's it called, altruistic intention behind this project. I feel like it doesn't feel all
ulterior motives.
I just think it's more of like a superficial thing where it's like, the people who can travel show off, instead of going to the Caribbean or Europe or something, go to Africa, which, like I say, is a valid thing, a thing to promote, I would say. But my thinking when I saw that is just why just promote the idea of going and showing it out on social media? Like we should have some sort of program, some sort of funding or something that we can bring about where we actually get more Black Americans to go to Africa, to actually go to Africa.
I agree with you.
We fucked up our chance. We could have got it while Trump was in office.
That we could have rallied. We could have rallied folks then, yeah.
So make it like
I think we still could though, and I think regardless of who's in office here in America, we should definitely promote the idea of going to Africa and seeing our roots and all that, being in touch But I think we should actually take active actions to allow more of us to be able to do it, because the majority of us cannot afford any sort of trip.
That's the biggest thing. Like I said, I
Yeah,
know I'm thinking about doing it. I definitely want to go, but I'm not 3 to do it. But I definitely want to go. I mean, I did the whole majority Nigerian, and a little bit of I think Congo. I believe that's what it is. I had to bring it up. And I'm lucky enough that
but they just
yeah,
can't, or they don't have the wherewithal or
I
the resources to.
money on other stuff. I feel like
that
if it's
That's why
yeah, no, yeah.
that's why a campaign like this is people who can do it. A lot of
Or think like you said, because they probably think it's what I'm saying, kind of like, oh man, instead of me taking my black dollar, my money going there or going to the other islands that really don't have a representation of us, not even the Caribbeans is up. So don't trick it off like Dave said. Explore. I think a lot of things with a lot of African Americans demographic, is very foreign to them, even though that's our motherland. And I think some people are either afraid or they might spark a few people like, yeah, Africa, let's check it out.
well,
and Dave, like look at that Twitter window.
I
Yeah,
mean, like,
you're right about that. Yes,
like
you're 100% right about that.
yeah, I'm like, go to actually to try to reconnect with some level of culture, even if it's not the one you came from. But
Mhm.
don't be going and doing the European or American tourist thing. Go there with someone
Right?
who's
Don't
actually
be
connect.
right. Essentially, you'd have instead of white people standing on dead rhinos, you have a bunch of black people standing on dead rhinos.
I see. I ain't even talking about hunting. If you do that, then you really ain't shit. But I'm talking about more like just staying in the 4 or 5 star hotels and just going, keeping a lot of your life in kind of the resort or the clubs, type of environments, and not going out and seeing what the rest of the time is, what the world, the area is about.
Yeah, and
That's
you
true.
definitely see that.
I
You
was just
definitely see
doing
that
a
in a lot
little
of
bit of a
pictures.
bit.
Huh?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
No,
what
no,
D?
no. I was
I was
saying to your point. Go ahead, pal. You say you're doing a little bit of a bit.
yeah, I was just doing a little bit of a bit, but again, you could have that too, where
I didn't know if he came back or not. I was never clear on that.
a
Oh,
good
wow.
friend that we went to college with.
Yeah. So if you're lucky, saying of African descent that lives in America, maybe you can get in contact with them and maybe go back over there with them, or you might know somebody like who was born here in America but lives in Africa. Maybe go check them out.
I know somebody who does trips there. Go.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
There are people who do that, and
Oh yeah, absolutely.
definitely people do that a lot, and
yeah,
I just hope more people do it.
It's not like it's not like it's impossible or it's like it's out of reach if you want to. More importantly, money and priorities in check, then it's something that's feasible. It gets harder when you have a family and kids and all that shit. But if it's just you and you guys and you make more than $25,000 a year,
you make more than Homer.
You make more than Homer, or or whatever it is, 50 grand adjusted, you can make it happen.
You can do it. You can do it.
I know, yeah.
Sites out there that get, that do packages and discounts. Travel industry is hurting right now. I'm sure you could go catch a stain on a trip if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, I know out of the three of us, I'm the only one who actually hasn't been outside the country yet. So I'm gonna make that happen soon. I guess the first time I'll do it will probably be for your birthday next year, Demond.
Hey, come on, man! If we can do it, you do it. Come on.
Where are you going next year, Dave?
Tell him.
Dave, he wants us to lift a bunch of logs in
I'm going to the jungle gym, Dave.
Yeah, well,
Tulum is dope.
Mexico or whatever.
No, it's dope. I don't know, guy, real estate agent I follow on IG is there trying to find himself. So yeah, no, Tulum is dope. I mean,
my thinking was I was actually going to maybe visit you first and go from there to Mexico. I may try to do that.
If you're gonna do anything along with him, don't just make sure you're gonna have to leave the Jameson alone for log lifting and shit.
Oh, we're only doing that one day. Other than that, man, we kick.
Oh, don't die over in Tulum. You're gonna have Wanda mad at you. demise. If he dies over there because you had him do something too strenuous, your ass is gonna be
You let
trouble.
your little cousin. You supposed to be watching him.
So
Oh God!
don't have him do anything too intense because
Oh no, we kicking it. We kicking it. We gonna have fun. Gonna be my
okay.
40th. We kicking it.
I'll try to be in a little better shape by then, but I'm not. I'm as long as I don't mouth off to any the cartels, I'll be all right.
Hey, yeah, that's what we gonna stay on the resort with the white.
Oh yeah, if you got half a brain, you try to stay on the resort, or you don't go off the resort by yourself.
We gonna have some fun.
Don't because unfortunately, I don't know if America really intercedes on the behalf of black kidnapped hostages.
Well,
and shit like
what
that.
did Dave Chappelle say? What
Yeah,
Dave
like I
Chappelle
said
say?
again, we don't.
We
We
got
make bad
three
marketing.
black. Hello.
Right.
You're not unless one of you gonna become famous in the next year. I mean, then you got leverage. Like we had, you better lie and tell them you Tyrese or some shit, or
That'll be you, demise.
or Kevin Hart or something. You better lie and tell them you somebody.
That'll suck if we end up on the plane and me and Demons like nod to each other like in the Chappelle bit, and they think of they're going to take over the plane. They're going to save black guys are going to save us.
I'm just thinking about when you guys get on the ground more than anything. And yeah, I don't think the plane should be an issue. Yeah,
I'm just referencing what Chappelle said about like the passenger 57 fantasies and stuff.
I know, right? These black guys are gonna do something.
I hope I hope that you don't have that issue. But yeah, definitely. Yeah, but definitely stay on the resort. We stayed. Yeah, last time I was in Mexico, stayed mainly on the resort. Puerto Vallarta is not really that type of town in the first place. Yeah, so I haven't been to Tulum. Maybe a little bit of a different environment. I doubt it. I doubt it though. I doubt it. You're not going to Durango or shit. You're not going anywhere risky. You're not
going to the country.
Tulum is no riskier than Chicago. If I had to put my bet on it.
It's so touristy now.
Right. Just stay by the water. Stay by the water.
Basically.
But I was gonna say the cool and this is one thing that I'm gonna do as well this year that I know I'm gonna do because of the new rules. Because I get you have the option of doing the regular like some other ID, but they want you to fly either you have some sort of ID or you have a passport.
Mm-hmm.
Like you have to do that to fly, I guess by October. So I'm gonna do the passport thing, which I think actually is a good degree of government meddling because if more people are forced to have passports, maybe that in some way will better encourage
them to leave.
The average American to at least think about traveling more. And this was the last point I was gonna say about black folks and traveling to Africa or other like we should make more efforts to expose ourselves to like say other spaces in the world.
Yes.
Why do that when you got Vegas?
Right.
Everything is on the strip. Yeah.
Why do that when you get Vegas? Every time I see my friend, every time I see somebody vacation, you see him go to the same damn island, or you see him go to Vegas. It's like,
yeah, you're right.
All right.
Yeah, why do that? But for real, like we should expose ourselves to more, and we should do more to. I think just to formulate coalitions, formulate connections, because America is rough, man. And we never know when it's gonna go any further down the drain, man. It's always at risk too. So maybe we like before the white folks leave us and try to colonize Mars or something. Maybe we have to colonize ourselves somewhere on another country or something, just so we could save ourselves. I don't know.
We shall see.
Anyway, I want to bring, like I said, going back to TV stuff. I wanted to bring up a show that I don't know if y'all are hip to, but I actually have liked for a couple years now, and it's a show called Bulletproof. And they actually, it's actually the best way I describe it is like a British version of Bad Boys, and they actually are doing like a season. They show it on the CW of all networks here in the States. It's on like in Sky. It's on like Sky Network or something in Britain. But they they replay it here. Like after they showed the first episodes in Britain, they show it here in the States on the CW, and that's why I've been watching it. And it's like I said, it's a British show, so they have short seasons. It's like they've done it in the last
6 episodes.
Yeah, they've done it over the last couple of summers, and they actually are showing it They showed it this last couple of weeks. They had like a 3-episode arc that they're doing in South Africa. So it's I'm connecting that to the Africa stuff that we just talked about, because they show like they were vacationing. The 2 main characters themselves were vacationing. 2 cops for in Britain. And they were vacationing in South Africa, and it looked so beautiful there. Like the beach they had that they were showing there. Of course, it's a high production television show, of course. So, but it just looked like I don't know. South Africa might be, even though it's not the same connection, because my people like the mines, like said, most likely from West Africa.
Right.
But I think the first place I would probably go to Africa might be South Africa.
Be South Africa? Really?
Yeah. Especially after seeing that show, like see it depicted on Bulletproof. Like that beach was just gorgeous that I saw on that show. But I recommend the show as a whole. It's like I said, it's not the best TV, but it's fun TV. And like I said, it's like a British version of Bad Boys. The 2 leading characters actually. The actors, Noel Clarke and Ashley Walters. Ashley Walters, I don't know if y'all know about the show Top Boy, but he's been in that. And
I know about Top Boy. Sorry.
Yeah. And Noel Clarke has been sort of like one of the leading black actors in Britain for a while too. And he hasn't come over to the US like so many others. But on the first season, my man from The Wire played Ashley Walters' father. What's
Idris?
No. Freeman from The Wire.
Oh, Clark Peters.
Clark Peters, yes. He played the father of one of the cops. And he was a higher up cop. He was I forgot his rank, but he was higher up, and they found out he was sort of dirty and stuff. Like I said, it's a fun show. It's like last year was kind of rough because they showed it during the summer, and that was during the time when it was like you couldn't even really like cops, because that was during the whole. It was when everything was popping off, and I was like, I'm sitting here watching this cop show. But it was something to it. Like I'm sitting watching this British black cop show, and it's like I felt weird about it, but I still watched the show then. And I like that show. I recommend that show definitely to check it out.
Okay, cool. All right.
But what's the name of the show? My bad.
Bulletproof.
Bulletproof. Okay.
Yeah.
I've been kind of getting back into the CW. I wanted to check out that Lois and Clark. Not Lois and Clark.
Yeah, I know you've watched those.
I haven't watched them in a very long time. I haven't watched one of those DC shows in a very long time. I fell off like a few years ago, actually. But I heard so many people talk about how good the Superman and Lois show was. Like, okay, I give it a shot. And surprisingly, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
I gave some thought to watching that too. But see, look, and like I said, look, this is a big thing now, because as soon as like DC has had the hold on the television shows for a while,
Long time, yeah.
But Marvel had the movies. Now Marvel is kicking ass on the TV side too. And it's like they ain't let them have nothing, man. Like WandaVision, and the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Yeah. It's interesting. I want to ask you, Dave, like, because I don't think you've been up on those stuff. Because I know we've seen a couple of the Marvel movies. We went out to see a couple of Marvel movies back in the day, but it don't seem like you've been up on that stuff as much as in recent years.
No, man. Like I said, I deal with I got a CTE at the end of every night. Brain trauma from kids every night, so I don't have much. I don't have much energy left. Like I said, I think I told you I'm really into the crime mystery joints on Netflix right now. Watching this good show on the effects of the media on people's lives. It's produced by what's his name, George Clooney, and his co-producer Grant Heslov.
Okay.
Not to take the conversation another place, but it covers like a lot of the like big major incidents that had happened in the media where it's been publicly broadcast. So at the Ricky, I don't know, the Jenny Jones show back in the day where dude came out to his friend and he ended up killing him.
He got murdered,
yeah. That and a couple of other famous cases it covers. So I've really been into that.
We could go around and do our own recommendation, but I would say, but I'll say directed it to you because I know D is all over, but I would say between the two shows have been sort of game changers, where it's like with the movies, I can understand how someone may get sort of tired of the movies, but I think the shows have been really inventive, especially WandaVision. Falcon and Winter Soldier just premiered. It's just been one episode, but WandaVision was a particularly inventive TV show on its own. And it's one that you didn't really have to know too much about the Marvel universe beforehand to watch it. So, I would recommend that. And from the first episode of Falcon and Winter Soldier, it seemed to just be a great action show.
And it's only 6 episodes.
Yeah, and it's going to deal with, it seems like, a lot of racial politics and stuff. And
surprisingly, I didn't think that was going to be
human politics,
Yeah.
And like legacy and stuff like that in regards to, because, at this point, Captain America is outside of, he's gone pretty much. If he's not dead, he's close to it, but he's turned, at the end of Endgame, everybody knows this, he planned to give his shield to Falcon, to a black man, to his friend Sam Wilson. And in the comics, that winds up happening for real. Sam Wilson becomes Captain America. But in the show right now, he's still he at the beginning he says, I can't do it, I can't take over, and he gives up the shield. And at the end of the first episode, spoiler alert, this square-jawed white man, random square-jawed white man comes out, and the government announces that he's going to be the new Captain America. Like he's basically placed, by the government to be the new Captain America, and that's where the show takes off from. So I think it's going to be fascinating where they go into with that. And anybody who's watched the Captain America movies and stuff, I think you have an idea of where they are going to go with this. And I think I'm really excited for that show as well.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be pretty good.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, if y'all got any other recommendations you want to throw out, it's like Dave, you said the one show, Trial by Media.
Trial by Media. That's real. Yeah, it's really good. It covers a lot of. It covers the Blagojevich case. It covers like I said, the Jenny Jones case. It covers the Bernhard Goetz case, the subway vigilante case.
Okay.
It covers Amadou Diallo's case.
That's on Netflix.
Yeah. It's 6 episodes. And It's called Trial by Media. So yeah, that's
Okay.
what I've been. That's what I've. So most of my TV watches, I end up binge watching shows on Netflix on the weekend nights. And that's the last thing that I've checked out. They always have something good. I have not been in the Marvel universe, unfortunately. Normally, I get the updates through my text chain with my family, as far as if they're good or not. I think the last thing
I
I
would
heard
say,
from anybody was Wonder
yeah.
Woman sucked. Was that
It
was the
did.
last thing I had from everybody.
It did.
And again, everybody's talking about the Snyder cut of Have you watched the whole thing yet, D? You liked it?
Two thumbs. Let me tell you something, man. It took me about 8 hours to do it. It's 4 hours long, but it took me about 8 hours to do it because I did it throughout the workday. So I basically had it on as I was watching it. I mean, I had it on as I was working, and I had meetings and stuff like that. So I had to pause it, all like that. Got a lift in, come back to it, whatever like that. So, but it was good though. I liked it. I liked it. I think actually it probably could have get scaled down a little bit. It didn't have to be a full 4 hours. But it just told so much. And the Ray Fisher story, Cyborg, yeah, it actually kind of like he was the linchpin of like the whole entire movie. It was a completely, I'm not gonna say it was a completely different movie from what happened with Josh Whedon in the movie coming out theatrically, or theatrical version of it. But it just told a better story. It's like just let the characters actually evolve, and you got to see it. It's like, okay, this is why this happened. Some scenes were completely different. Like in the first one, Wonder Woman didn't want to bring back Superman. In this one, spoiler alert, she did. So it's kind of like that had a huge impact on how the movie actually flowed and just the makeup of the movie. I really liked it. There's no way in hell they could have put this in a theater, unless they wanted to try to do something like a Infinity War Endgame kind of
part
thing.
one
Kind of
and part
split it up, part one or part two. They probably could have did that, but it was good. I highly recommend it. It was really good.
I went like an hour into it and I fell asleep, but it wasn't because of the movie. It was because of when I watched it.
Nothing. Damn.
No, it's because of when I watched it. It wasn't because of the movie and stuff. But I'm gonna try it again soon. But
yeah, I think you'll like it. I think you will like it. It's like I said, it's 4 hours, but it flowed very well. Like if I put it like this, I think I could have sat there, maybe took a bathroom break every once in a while, maybe grab something to eat. I could have watched it straight through.
Yeah.
I think I could have done that.
I saw they have it where it's like it's in chapters, so you have sort of
it is in chapters, yes,
where you can stop and start. If you wanted to pause.
Because before they was going to do a weekly release, it was going to be each chapter each week, but they decided to say, "F it, just go ahead, put it out there, and just see what happens." I think that probably would have been better for the HBO Max to try to like, and I know you have an article about that talking about how Netflix is trying out this with the weekly releases. I think if HBO Max would have done that, I think it would have been good because the movie was different and the movie was good. They probably should have did that. They probably should have did this over a weekly release. But it's out there. The whole universe kind of a thing is dead. It's going to be maybe a universe within Shazam because they got like, I don't know if you saw this. Helen Mirren is going to be the villain in Shazam.
Yeah,
and Pierce Brosnan. I don't know. I'm pronouncing his last name. Pierce Brosnan. Yes. Brosnan, yes, he's going to be the villain in Black Adam. So they and Shazam and Black Adam are, say they're like mortal enemies, if you want to say. So they're going to kind of create that whole little universe, maybe probably because The Rock is in it, and everything right now The Rock is touching is turning into gold. Even to this like little show on NBC, that's a nice little lighthearted kind of a family little show. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've liked that.
I've liked it so far. Yeah, so that brother's doing, saying good things on his side of things. So they're probably trying to roll with that, but we'll see.
Yeah, it's about star power. It's crazy how many actors are just like big name actors just are in these movies now. Like they can't really escape it. Like
it amazes me. It amazes me. Helen Mirren is going to be in a comic book movie. That amazes me. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, oh yeah, Scarlett Johansson or Chris Evans or Samuel Jackson, you're going to sign a 13 movie deal with Marvel. Like what? Like that doesn't even sound right. And let And history has
Yeah,
shown
they're
us that,
willing to do all these. Yeah, they're
man,
willing to do all these projects, and now
and money makers, and
it's
they're
like
like great.
movie. Yeah, now it's like movie and TV. Like they sided their life away to do these characters. Like
I saw an interview with Elizabeth Olsen, and this is right around the time WandaVision, maybe like episode 1 or 2 had just released or whatever. And she
yeah,
was like, "It is a joy to work for Marvel. Like, anything they ask me to do, I'll do it. It's like it is unbelievable working for them. I mean, because also
she was great in
you
that
working with
show.
Disney. She was great in that show. We also got to
Yeah,
look at it too. This is Disney. I mean, for the most part, Disney is it's gonna take care of you. And then you got the
yeah,
Disney Plus. With, I mean, my God, I mean, you getting taken care of by the Mickey Mouse. You good. And they're willing to do it. It's like
right.
they getting big name actors. Like, how the hell? Like, really? You're gonna do comic?
What?
My baby
What?
Selma Hayek is gonna be in Eternals. I never thought I would see Selma Hayek in a Marvel movie, but damn it, I am here for it.
Well,
Yes,
old girl, Angelina Jolie gonna be in that too.
they gonna be
Like
in
that's
Eternals. They gonna be in Eternals together. Yes,
yeah.
it's amazing. Dave, it's amazing to me. They got these top A-list Hall of Fame actors. Like, yeah, I'll be in a comic.
I don't know. I haven't seen Salma Hayek in something big in a while, but I get it. I mean, if it's enough, I mean, hey, money talks. What do you, I mean, what do you,
Thank you,
yeah, I mean,
Dave.
like seriously. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's. I mean, I don't think it's anything. When you look at the amount of money and viewership that comes in from these things, you can offer anybody anything, offer any dumb amount of money, and yeah, what they gonna say? No. I
Back up
mean,
the truck. They got the
I
bread.
mean, especially in a COVID environment where a lot of projects. I mean, what you see happening with a lot of these movies is they're becoming not monarchies. What's the fucking term when they're all
Franchises,
not franchises when they all end up eating up in the industry. The fuck is this?
conglomerates,
Not
monopoly.
Monopoly.
monopolies.
Yeah.
They're all monopolies. So Disney's a fucking monopoly. Netflix is a fucking monopoly. Amazon is a fucking monopoly.
Mhm.
Prime movies become a
Yeah,
monopoly.
that's
Yeah,
true.
so I mean they're all just kind of consolidating, and then being in this environment that we're in with COVID, a lot of them you don't have. So there's probably a lot of the smaller movie houses that are getting eaten up. That are probably going to end up going under as a result thereof. And they're just taking up and the Disneys of the world, Marvels of the world, Amazon and Netflix of the world is just eating up because they have the platform that people are, going through.
Yeah.
It's
Whether
very
from
little in between now. It's like you're either doing an indie movie that winds up being on Netflix or that relies on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something to get an audience, or you're doing a big, like I say, big Marvel franchise
Mhm.
movie, or or big Netflix movie, or Netflix has a few franchises of their own that they've been getting into. Like I saw an article yesterday about a project called The Gray Man that they're doing with I think actually the Russos from Marvel movies are involved in that too, and it's a big project starring my man from Drive, Ryan Gosling, and they got a bunch of high profile actors in that, and that's like the first movie they're planning on it to be a franchise, and the first movie has gone over 200 million for its budget, and
Wow.
it's like that's the type of stuff that we saw all the time in the 90s and 2000s, but it was for Warner Brothers or Universal and stuff. Now it's
Hmm.
Netflix doing movies like that.
Yeah.
It's wow, and it's funny too where I want to throw out this one thing where in so many cases you see Netflix sort of setting a standard that other people are reacting to, a new standard or new whatever, but it seems like they may be reacting to something that Disney has done recently now, where Disney has gotten people back to watching shows week to week.
Hmm.
And like I said, with the Marvel shows that we just mentioned, and the Mandalorian, the Star Wars show, they've gotten people to watch shows once a week, and you build up the buzz over the week, and then you have the new release of a new episode. Whereas for years Netflix had, they established the binging profile, the binging standard or whatever. And there's this article I saw. Actually, I first heard of it. I was riding around in the Uber today, and I heard it on the radio. But I looked up the article in Adweek, and it says Netflix pivots to weekly release schedule for 2 unscripted hits. So it's not something that they're doing for a bunch of shows, but they are doing it for 2 reality hits that they had over the past year. One called The Circle, and another called Too Hot to Handle. And I guess, like I said, these are the fact that these are popular shows. Like, they're not on my radar, but they apparently are 2 popular shows. And it says that the second season for each show is going to be released weekly. So I'm like, of course, they're doing this obviously because of the success that Disney has had releasing weekly. So I mean, that it's interesting to me that that's the case.
But they already had a show like that. They already had a show that they released weekly. It was
Netflix?
It was the things where it had like a star narrated, but it was like breaking down, like, saying I don't know, like what's like Beyond Burgers, or Beyond Meat or whatever like that, it was like they would like get a specific topic and they will talk about it, and they would have like a famous person or an actor or actress kind of narrate. I'm trying to think of the name of the show, but it was released weekly, and I think it was every Wednesday. Let me see if I can find the name of it.
Well, it don't seem to be a higher profile show. You can't remember.
It was a good, but when it was, it's been a while. I don't think they make them no more. It was only like they did like 2 or 3 seasons of it, but it was like a while ago. So maybe like 2 or 3 years. The last time I think they probably made one, but it was pretty big. A lot of people were talking about it. Oh man, I'm like mad at myself. I can't remember the name of it. I'm gonna look it up.
It's cool, but yeah, I just think that like I say, they're reacting to something else. It just was interesting to me about that. And I wonder if, like say people who are loyal to Netflix, how are they going to react to that? I guess maybe they'll just go with it, but
for those shows, it's not that big of a thing. It'd be one thing, and they say like, "Oh, The Watcher," no, The Witcher, yeah. It'd be one thing. It was like, oh yeah, we're gonna release those like once a week, or Umbrella Academy. You're just so used to those shows being dropped at once, or like House of Cards. I remember when House of Cards was coming out, and I would tell myself, I'm just gonna watch one episode a week. I'm gonna be the old man, and I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna watch one episode. Man, I binge those things in like 2 days. You know what I'm saying? So once you're used to that medium, especially with those shows, you're just gonna watch them. I don't know about the little reality shows. You might be able to get away with
that. But I like I said, I think I know the one show I heard about last year, even though I didn't watch it, the Too Hot to Handle. But I think both of these are so-called hits. So I'd say I don't know. Maybe I don't know where they rank on their most watched shows, but I guess like I said, I know the one show I did hear about last year with
The Circle. We watched The Circle. We watched it because it was kind of like Chanel's brother got us.
What's that about? Is that a dating show?
No, it's not a dating show. No, it's kind of like you're in this apartment. It was crazy. They filmed Chicago as if they were there. Like the B-roll shots was all of Chicago. And I was like, wait a minute, this show was shot here? I don't think it was shot here at all. But no, it's basically like these people live in these like little apartments, and they have to try to figure out who's who, but they can't see each other. So then the group gets back together and basically say, okay, yeah, you gotta go. And then the person who leaves gets to pick a person to go see. So the interesting thing, you can basically be like catfishing. So like this one girl decided to be her boyfriend, or vice versa. Or it's like, you know what? Everybody always see me as this way. I'm gonna be a guy. and I'm gonna just act like a guy and try to get in with the girls so I can stay on. And then at the end of the show, when they get kicked off, they walk through the door. It's this girl. It was like, whoa, what the hell? So everybody was saying like you gotta kind of give it like 2 or 3 episodes, and then it kind of kicks off and it becomes kind of fun. It was a cool show. I ain't gonna say everybody go out there and watch it. But it was a cool little show. It was whatever.
Sounds riveting, yeah.
Yeah, riveting. Shakespearean riveting.
But I guess I want to mention a couple other things in TV. They wasn't talking about this Derek Jackson character who I didn't even know about.
I didn't know who this cat was. Dave, you checking out this Jackson character? You know,
I just read the article by our guy Siebert.
Yeah. But before we go to that, I want to mention a couple casting things. D, you brought up some casting stuff. Apparently, apparently the Mike Tyson project is getting off the ground with Jamie Foxx. Is going to be a mini series and not a movie. And Scorsese is going to be a part of it as well as Antoine Fuqua. So I guess
two fuck boys or varying races. But anywho,
Scorsese's a fuck boy now. I didn't know about that. I know Fuqua is a fuck boy because he literally is a fuck boy, but I know Scorsese was a fuck boy.
Scorsese is a fuck boy for different reasons. He may have been married like 4 times. Shit. So you've been married 4 damn times.
Okay. Yeah. He did have his days back when he was younger.
He's still trying to find his love, Dave. He's still trying to find that one.
Did you ever hear about this guy named what's that guy named, Dave?
Derek Jackson? Huh?
Who?
Derek Jackson?
The guy used to hang out with Scorsese.
Oh, what his damn, his name is something so simple when he's driving. His what is that dude's name? Easy Andy. The fuck is
Easy. That's who he played. That's who he played. And
that's what he's known by. Because he has
driver. Yeah.
Right, because he even played anything else. Easy Andy.
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Or American Boy.
Yeah, but it's this real
Stephen Prince.
Dude. Stephen Prince, yeah. Used to hang out with Scorsese in the 70s, and he filmed him telling stories one night in this house in LA where they used to all hang out and do drugs and stuff. And but this guy but this guy Prince used to like he has the wildest story. Like look him up, Stephen Prince. Get back to me.
Okay.
Like he has a wild story. And the movie about him is called American Boy.
Surprisingly, he's alive and doing well. And
he's still alive today. Yeah,
his wife is younger than ours and mine.
Yeah, his wife is older than both of y'all's. Yeah,
is younger. Yeah, is younger.
But he's in his 70s.
Yeah.
Wow. Let me show you young buck something.
So he's doing something, and he got a kid.
Yeah, right.
So he did. Yeah. Sorry.
I was saying, yeah, it's just a lot to his story, yeah. But back then and now, but the last TV thing I want to bring up was apparently they're going to try to adapt The Spook Who Sat by the Door, and it's going to star the guy who banged Issa Rae in first season of
okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's fascinating to me because I think I heard somebody mention. I think I might have mentioned it myself about how when Judas and the Black Messiah came out, and there was mention about how, actually the filmmakers themselves, some of the filmmakers themselves tried to mention it as being sort of like a version of The Departed set in COINTELPRO times. And I was thinking, my thought was always like, if it was really going to be like The Departed, you would have had to have somebody who infiltrated the government from the revolutionaries' point of view. And that's what The Spook Who Sat by the Door is. And, it's interesting that You know, like I said again, this stuff is kind of hot now. This is how it gets with black creativity. Like if one thing pops, you sort of get these other recurring things behind it, and to have a series based on Sam Greenlee and a book and you know the movie, of course, was that came. Like, how many white folks even know about the Spook Sat by the Door? But apparently more will find out in the future.
Yeah, it's like all the white folks have found out about the Tulsa race riots from Watchmen. That really happened?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, and the name of that show on Netflix is called Explain.
Explain?
Yeah. They will talk about everything from tattoos, weed, the female orgasm, political correctness, music, cults, pirate. It's like, and it dropped every week. It was a weekly show. So this is not the first time that Netflix has done this. And the first episode came out in 2018. So they've been doing this for a minute, just with that one show. That's the only show that I knew. Oh, you know what? I think it was weekly Patriot Act. Simon Minaj, I can't pronounce.
That was Minhaj.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
Minhaj, yeah, that was a weekly show, wasn't it?
Yeah, I believe so.
They had a couple. They had a couple talk shows like that. I think old girl Michelle Wolf had a talk show like that.
Yeah, she is. She was good.
And see, that's the thing too. Like those shows didn't keep those shows on long. So the fact
Explain was good. I really liked it.
Yeah. But the fact that they're going back to that model with a more like with shows that may be more dependent on the ratings. Like it's not so much like they're not so much passion projects. They're like these are crazy reality shows. So it's like they're trying to get ratings.
I was gonna say Lakeith Stanfield narrated the one about cults. Jerry Springer narrated the one about political correctness. Let's see. Kevin Smith did one on weed.
Orgasm.
Where did you go? Female orgasm. Where did you go? I'm trying to find it. Damn it! Why I can't find it right now? Hold on. Oops. The female. Oh, Rachel Bloom.
Rachel Bloom.
She was she had that show on CW.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
CW show. Yeah, she did that one. Rachel McAdams did one. LeVar Burton did one. Extraterrestrial Life. There you go. Yeah. He did. Christian Slater did on cryptocurrency. Yeah.
They should have LeVar Burton do the one on the female orgasm. We could did it like.
Hold on. Did y'all see LeVar Burton was trending because they wanted to kick Dr. Oz off of Jeopardy and replace him with LeVar Burton?
I heard about them wanting to kick Dr. Oz off. He's only doing it for like 2 weeks, isn't he?
Nobody want to fuck with Dr. Oz, and I think it was LeVar Burton. He was trending on Twitter. Like, why the fuck is LeVar Burton trending on Twitter?
I think we talked about this before. Some people wanted him to take over the show permanently.
I didn't know the connection between LeVar Burton and Jeopardy. Is there one?
Not an exclusive one, not a
Oh, okay.
But I don't know. I think people just like LeVar Burton.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with that. I like him too, but I didn't think he was going to be the host of Jeopardy. That just kind of threw me for a loop right there.
Explicit one as well, trust it. But I don't know. Well, but let's before we wrap up, let's go to this Derek Jackson stuff because.
Dave, it's all you, man. What happened with this dude?
But no, it ain't all him. I brought it up because the same thing.
It was in the group
for me.
Yeah.
The same thing for me. It was like I didn't know who this guy was until the first time I heard his name mentioned was like a day or two ago, and then and part of it is this post that I'll put up the link. Like I said, a guy named Justin Siebert, a good writer based here in Chicago. We know of him. Actually, Demars, remember that time? There's two times that we've been in the same room with him. That time we went up to the hotel on the west, on the near west side. God, what's that hotel?
I know you're talking about what? You're talking about West Loop. You said near
West Loop, yeah.
When the brothers was up there, we have.
Yeah, the very smart
Ace Hotel.
Hotel. Yeah, he was there. and it's funny because remember that time we went to the Jolly? It was one of the first last times we all got together at the Jolly Pumpkin in Hyde Park. He was there actually, and I didn't notice it until almost real late when we was there. So I didn't mention it because I was like, I didn't want to bring it up because I knew the dude, but I didn't know the dude. So it's like a situation where it's kind of awkward. Where it's like, oh, let me holler at dude, but I don't really fuck with him like that. But he was in the place because I remember looking at him. I saw him on Facebook later. And I was like, oh, that's Dustin Siebert, and but he was in the spot. But anyway, but he wrote this piece that would give a good rundown on the Derrick Jackson situation. Apparently, he's this big, he's this big know-it-all relationship expert, and this is like I just don't understand how people like this become so big online. And I'm glad that I don't know these people, but it's like, how do these people get so big and they don't know nothing, they don't offer nothing, but they become these big deals online, and then people are so surprised when they turn out to be complete phonies.
Exactly. Like, I didn't know who this dude was either. I saw it trending and Chanel showed me, but the only reason why I saw it because I saw this picture with this dude and this woman sitting next to them. Like she had a beanie, on. I'm like, who is this woman that's sitting and like, oh, it's his wife? What happened? Oh, he cheated on her? Okay. Who is he? Right. And he's like, oh, you tell me.
My response is to everything is priceless. It's kind of like it's like what you would expect to look like. It's kind of like what you expect the kid's response to be to something. It's like this shock and awe.
Like, who is he? Like, all right, it's kind of like okay. So, but no, it's kind of like okay. So he cheated on his wife. All right. Oh, he tell other men don't cheat on their wife. Oh, okay, right. I see it. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Why are you making? Wait, hold on. The dude that wrote books on this shit. Let me tell you something. Number one,
ain't did nothing but shoot videos from his car. Like,
yeah, what? All this time, I went to a broadcasting school, and all I had to do was tell women don't cheat. I mean, men don't cheat on their. What the hell? That was all it took. That's all it took, huh? Okay.
Exactly.
That's what really pisses me off. We put in a lot of effort.
A lot of hard work. I miss my kids almost being born.
We should have just put out patriarchy for the past several years, man. We would have got over, man.
I told you, Kyle, I told your ass that on a couple shows before that if you wanted to get some bread, well, you got to start, appealing to the other. I already told you got to go to the LCD.
We was talking about Republicans. This dude, he appeals apparently to the same people who took Steve Harvey as gospel. With
LCD. They're the LCDs amongst us. They're the lowest common denominators amongst us. Anybody shit.
I don't get it, but it seems as if this guy has a very strong little following to women, especially black women, and it went across, I guess, Facebook maybe, and it was pretty big. And one thing I would say this much: if you find you a bag man, you find you a lane, ride that motherfucker till the wheels fall off, right? So the dude that wrote books, he probably had seminars, all kind of shit. Right? I mean, the dude is hustling you. I tell people all the time, especially I tell women all the time, don't listen to a dude that's talking about, hey man, these dudes ain't shit. Cause you know what? Yeah. 9 times out of 10, they ain't shit. And what happens? This motherfucker ain't shit. And he got his old lady sitting next to him looking like she done woke up and like, let me throw a do-rag on my head. Oh shit, you cheated on me? You cheated on me? Damn, what happened? It's like, what the fuck?
In a nice ass house. Like, where does fool get this house from, man? Where does dude get his shit from?
The books and the seminars, but him running down men. The books and the seminars of him running down men, and let alone this dude that took another lady up in his house and banging her out in the bed that he sleep with his old lady in. And they're gonna make a video with his old lady sitting next to them talking about I cheated.
I thought I thought that he thought he went to Miami. I mean, I know I'm splitting hairs here, but I thought he did his dirt out of town. I hope
No, from my understanding,
that's
God was
probably
because I asked the missus about this. She said she'll see him, but she'll pass it. She said she ain't fuck with it, but she know a lot of women that do, right? Him and another dude named Kevin Samuels. Actually, I want to share my screen to play a video from what this dude told this woman.
Okay, yeah, do that. I've heard a little bit about him too. Yeah,
but the dude, Dave. So the woman that he was messing around with took pictures.
Oh.
No, in his house. I don't know where the fuck he lived at. But took pictures of herself in their house, laying in their bed. Oh. Maybe. But she put him on blast, like, you know what I'm saying? I bet you. Let me get this mother. He out here talking about don't cheat. This mother out here cheating. Click, click, click. Yeah. Boom. Now his whole spot blown up.
It pays much more to be full of shit and fake than it does to be a genuine on these internet streets, man.
Man, okay, hold on. Let me see if I can share. Let me see if I can share this with y'all because this is.
Go ahead.
This dude is just mean, in my opinion. He keep it real sometimes, but for the most part, I think he's mean. He's almost sort of like a black. What's the dude that was on American Idol? Simon Cowell. But it's about relationship. Yeah, but it's about relationship. I saw one thing in this dude, and he giving some men and women. Okay, but still, it's kind of like, dude, you were just an asshole. All right, let me see. Sure. Can y'all see my screen? All right, I'm gonna blow it up.
It's popping up.
All right, hopefully I have these headphones on, so let me know if y'all can't hear it. I'm gonna turn up the volume. Oh! I didn't mean to do that. Let me go back to the beginning. Let me make sure the volume turned up. Okay, it is. All right. Y'all get it?
I can't see it, but I see it on here. But all
right, just listen.
What is going on?
Okay, there we go.
Uh-oh. What? I can't hear shit. It's funny.
We not hearing it, but is this
y'all can hear it?
The girl? Is this what you tell the girl that she built like a halfback or something?
Yeah. Y'all couldn't hear it?
No. Yeah, can't hear it.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold on.
Well, you gotta take out the headphone. Oh, sorry. Oh Lord.
You're still not hearing it.
Okay.
I was muted.
Are you 5'8"? I'm 5'8". You're about the size of Emmitt Smith or Barry Sanders was. Running back size. Okay. You can hit the A gap like a motherfucker. Yeah, right. I'm talking about what men should not be able to do when they got to accept somebody who can run out the power I. Okay. I mean, I'm being silly.
Now, this is a dude. I mean, I would kill this motherfucker if he said that to somebody like in my family or a woman.
Yeah.
Like, what are you?
How these ladies letting him talk to them like that?
That's what I'm saying. But people, but some women will be like, yeah, you know what? He got a point. He just called you Emmett Till. I mean, not Emmett Till, Emmitt Smith. I said Emmett.
I don't think either one.
Emmitt Smith. He just called this woman Emmitt Smith and said you can run out the power I.
Yeah.
Why are you listening to somebody like that?
That guy.
And he was tricking off with old boy.
Man, I have no idea. But then he told this one dude, he's like, man, you got like what he say? Like, you got a big dick? And he was like, what? He's like, what? I mean, you're not making any money. You're broke. You're 21 years old. Well, at least do you got something? You got a big dick? So you have a big dick? So you ain't doing nothing, huh? So why I wouldn't want to talk to you? I'm like, why would you subject yourself to that? Why?
Man.
But the dude is blowing up. He's blowing up over on YouTube or Twitter or Facebook, wherever he's at. He's blowing up. I just played a clip of him. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, this is crazy. So we just know that there's a market for people who do outlandish and say outlandish things, i.e. Piers Morgan, i.e. Simon Cowell, i.e. Rush Limbaugh dead ass. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like, you know, I don't speak ill of the dead, but the dude was a racist asshole. But it was a market for it. It was a market for it. And people like the Derek Jackson. Why you spell his last name Jackson like that? I have no idea.
Hey, I saw someone on Twitter say, I don't know why you trust someone who spelled Jackson like that.
Right. It's like, and you expect to get something like, I don't know, man. Go talk to your grandma. If she's still around, go talk to her. She'll give it to you real.
Right. Ain't nobody in your life who you can glean some wisdom from. You have to glean all your wisdom from these dumbasses on social media. You actually try to take in things from them that you use to find direction in your life. You're that directionless? Come on, man.
You know,
don't listen to me, man. I'll send your ass off a creek, man, with a short paddle.
I feel you, cousin. I don't get it, but my man's is doing something. People fell for it. I mean, people have been falling for stuff hook, line, and sinker for a very long time, man. People thought War of the Worlds, it was aliens actually coming through the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like, people fall for it, man. Humans are very manipulative.
The suckers going every day, at least one.
At least one of them. And this dude had a whole bunch of them. Yeah, girl, don't mess with him. He cheated on you. He cheated on you, girl. Don't believe him. Hold on, baby. My wife coming upstairs. You know what I'm saying?
Tay, what'd you say? 1.3?
1.3 million, according to IG. Yep.
That's how many people follow him?
Oh, yeah. That's how many people follow him, right? Yeah.
That's money. That's money, though. That's money.
It is. And that's see, on the for real tip, that's what we value in this internet marketplace. That's what's valued. And unfortunately, the real shit ain't valued. You know, real talk ain't valued. It's all these charlatans, man. They the ones who get the most out of it, man.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that man's wife, I guess she must have forgave him. I guess they worked things out. Maybe this was in the past.
Hopefully she went back to bed and had some sleep, maybe.
I mean, I don't know how Dave, you say he had 1.3, how many? 1 point what?
1.3 million.
I don't understand a dude who that'd be like somebody on IG saying like, yeah, I'm the best mechanic, putting up all these pictures and shit, doing breaks, get all these followers. Then he do somebody breaks and that shit crash. You go from 1 million. I would think his ass would be down to 0. This motherfucker had his breaks just do bad breaks. This motherfucker just cheated on his wife, and he telling people don't cheat on anybody. Why does he still have 1.3 million followers? Why? I don't get it. But hey, I'll just drink my.
Like that Eddie, like that. What was it? What is it? What did Eddie Murphy say? Cause she listened to his story.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah. We'll see what his second act is. I guess maybe he'll start. Maybe he'll go on tour with a
Tank.
Tank and
maybe I deserve. Yeah, maybe I deserve tour.
But I was saying if they open and that could be what's the use? What's my man Dr. Youssef?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. There's a coon going every time.
What's that crazy doctor?
Oh man. It's not. What his name start with a U? Dr.
Yeah,
U.
you. It's
Umar Johnson. Umar
you.
Johnson.
Oh, yeah, Umar Johnson.
Oh, Brother Johnson. Yeah,
Brother
doctor.
Johnson.
You gotta go
Yeah.
slap. What damn doctor? Where did he get his damn doctor from? What the fuck? Let's say, oh my.
The memes and the videos of that dude is hilarious.
No,
Hilarious.
What put me over the top with him was when he was asking for the grits money.
The what? The what? What?
He said, "Give me your grits money,
What?
so you can build a school."
I remember that one, Cuzzo.
He said black people spent for what black people spent on grits, they could give it to him so he could build a school.
Like, give me your grit money.
What? I need the grit money.
To assume all black people, number one, to assume all black people like grits. I guess it's a good assumption, but not all of us do. I got a box in my cabinet. I'm not giving it to your ass. I'm like, what? No, I'm not.
He did the research though, cuz he said black folks spend this much money on grits.
Oh,
so
grits.
If you just separate the grits from the black, you could give me that money.
I gotta find that, man. I gotta find that. Dave, I can't believe you ain't seen that one.
No, I have been fortunate not to see that one.
Oh, it is hilarious.
He ain't got no shame, man. He really does.
That dude is hilarious. What was it? 30 questions Dr. Umar Johnson claims that black Americans spend $19 million on grits. Yeah, he said, I guess it's true. We spend $19 million a year on grits. I guess so. He said, let me just find something you Negroes use or eat that ain't shit. Grits. Give me that grit money.
He could have said Jordans. He could have said cell phones.
He said grits.
Well, he was trying to be humble about it because we spent way more on Jordan. So he's like, no, you can have the Jordan money. Just give me the grit money.
Give me the grits. Oh my God, that shit was hilarious. That dude was pure comedy. Pure.
I can't watch. I can't. Yeah, it's good. I can't go down that rabbit hole watching.
And the international movement.
Dave, man, if you want a good chuckle, man, sometimes you just need a good chuckle.
Right,
I need one every day. So
I say that's a good reason to watch Umar. If you don't take him seriously at all, you can't take him seriously, but it's.
Oh man. Cousin, man, you gonna have me watching this video tonight before I go to bed. That dude is hilarious to me.
Oh man, but yeah, that's you try to share. Let's end on that.
No, I can't find the one with the grits. I can't find it. It's some other ones though. It's some other ones. Hold on.
Yeah, he got some classics.
He got some classics.
The coon talk. The cool.
There's one born every minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I just say if you want a good laugh, man, check out Dr. Umar on Twitter, man.
But that's a super group of black toxic masculinity.
Wait a minute, I think I found one for you. Hold on, we can go out on this one. Hold on, let me see.
Sure.
Let me see if is it up? Okay. All right, boom, there it go.
Lord have mercy, another coon. Damn coons. I gotta do a coon analysis and a coon screening. It only takes a little bit of white brainwash to activate the coon chip in the average.
With the Undertaker music.
Oh God! Listen, man. The dude is something else. That's all I gotta say.
He the Undertaker fighting coons.
I know. I don't call black folks that. Not at all. But I'll tell you something, man. It's funny when that dude says it. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, there's too much.
It's funny when that dude says it.
There's too
It's
much,
it's,
man.
look, it's plenty of people deserving of the title. You just Derrick Jackson probably should get the Kool-Aid. I mean,
Yeah, he actually, yeah. I'm with you, D. I don't really pull out the cool stuff too much, but
it's
some people do deserve it.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What is Lil Uzi Vert? I can think of plenty.
I know.
I can think of plenty.
When he had the thing in his head, yeah, he definitely a coon of the house.
Yeah, so.
Oh, is that the one that put the diamond in his forehead?
Yes, indeed.
He vision. The hell?
He tried to be, I guess. He tried to be yeah.
Me and Wanda don't talk no more. No, me and Wanda don't talk no more.
It's Sean.
Sean.
I don't know if that ain't.
I want to know mess with those brothers no more.
If that ain't cool, I don't know what it is. What is it? You just so other many ways to show I got money without putting it in your damn forehead.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Dr. Umar Johnson did a one-on-one with Roland Martin. Oh, I gotta watch this shit.
Oh man.
Oh, I gotta watch this. This one. Roland Martin was on News One. Oh.
Yeah. That's some heavyweight rhetoric there, man. That's between Umar's coon fighting and Roland Martin's what's this? His ascot or whatever he be wearing.
Oh Jesus! I'm looking at him, looking at Roland Martin, and shit is making me laugh. God damn, I might have to watch this.
Well, that's a standoff there, man. That's a battle. Yeah, but yeah. Let's leave it at that. I'll let. Maybe next time you come on, D, you can let us know about that video. But we'll leave it at that for now, man. This was a good show, man. I'm glad to have y'all on.
Glad y'all put me on, man.
We started out a little drab, it was a little rough with the news, but we've had some fun here tonight.
Yes, we did.
I appreciate it. But I think we'll be back next week. I think we're gonna do a couple more shows, and I think we'll go. I was planning this for a little while, going a little hiatus for a few weeks actually, and like going into like the rest of April into May. But we already have a guest that's booked in the middle of May, so it's kind of that's kind of when I had to book this guest, but I think that was I figured that was a good time to have a little hiatus. But like I said, we'll have a couple more shows though before the end, and we're gonna give you more of this good stuff that we have here in the building. But thanks all y'all for checking the show out. Of course, you could check us out each week here on YouTube. Wednesdays typically, maybe on Tuesdays sometime, and also our podcast version on War on Anchor on all the major platforms we distribute it: Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, all that and more. In iHeartRadio even. But until then, guys, you got anything else you want to send off? Send us off with?
Definitely follow me on Twitter at Demons when I'm usually ranting and commenting on something. But I was just kind of scrolling through Twitter real quick, and the wife of Derrick Jackson. We saw the one picture of her sitting next to him on the couch. Yeah. But now she looks like she is she put another video out, and it looked like she's about to go fight in the African Revolutionary War. She has like what is wrong with this woman? Let me see. I'm not for sure if I can't share it with you.
So she just as nutty as he is.
I don't understand what's going on with this sister. Why she looking? I don't know. I want to talk bad about that woman. You know what? Let me stop.
Yeah, you let the wrong brother into your life. That's what you do.
She was. It's like, really, saying she got the beret on with the glasses and the camouflage hoodie on with a saxophone behind her. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. What is going on right now? Okay.
Wait, okay, let me bring this up right quick.
There you go. You see her? That's his old lady right there.
Yeah.
What's happening? What lady? Blink 2 times, is there a problem? What's going on?
Revolution.
Yeah.
Music for the revolution or something.
She down for the cause, cuzzo. Dave, she down for the cause.
The new sister soldier got cheated on.
I got it.
I'm sorry I ended the show off like that. I apologize.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad that she's empowered now again. It seems like she's got some focus back into her life.
Oh God.
Dave, you all right, man?
Oh,
you finished the Alberto, whatever that was?
No, I finished it. Demise need his own show like Mystery Science 3000.
That would be great. I commentate on everything I see, Dave.
Yeah.
Commentate on.
I commentate. I have something to say about everything. Yes, that's very good.
Just like that commentate on B movies and stuff. We can commentate on the B list black celebrities and stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, yeah, that's it for now. That's in the building for this week. Had a lot of fun. Hope you did too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I say, follow us, War Media, on all the major platforms. And that's it for now, man. Take care of yourselves out here. Take care of someone else if you can, and don't fall in with the likes of Derek Jackson or Umar Johnson, and you'll be a lot more peaceful in life if you stay away from those types. Just leave them on, leave them on your Twitter if you can. Don't get mixed up with them. Don't send them your grit money. Keep your grit money.
Keep your grits money.
That's it for now, man. We out.
All right, peace.